Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, right down to work, and start this reading off with a nice oracle card, just to take a little test of the energy before we fully get underway. For the beautiful and lovely Taurus collective, my guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do we have for my friends? And yes, I hope you're all doing well. We're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'm going to pull you a shadow card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what type of shadows might be working around you or what shadow work you might want to lean into. It's always very interesting and intriguing. As always, only take what hits for you. But let's get this first card out here. What do we got for the Taurus collective, please, my guides? Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, this could be some sort of complicated feeling or complicated situation that could arise in this time. This isn't necessarily a bad card, but we're going to want to dissect it further because it's a little complex in its energy and its feeling. Now, before we fully dive in, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you're active on Twitter, my handle is @KyleofCups. Please feel free to shoot me a tweet sometime. But into the reading, enough of the intro. Here we go. You see this lovely lady here. She's looking in a mirror. She's holding a mask. There are multiple mirrors, multiple reflections. There's Russian dolls and various different things on the countertop. And whenever I see this card, it makes me think of complexity or something that has a lot of gears, something that could be a lot more deep than it may seem on the surface. So whether this is your mind working in a way where it's just going, trying to deconstruct or problem solve, or just a situation that has a lot of moving parts, a lot more complicated than it seems. If this isn't an energy you're in, maybe someone in your sphere of influence is going through complex or very tough situations. That might take a little time, might take a little mental effort to figure it all out. Okay, because this is a complex card. Let's get into tarot. And I don't want to talk about this too much. It's just a little footnote in the reading. It doesn't make or break anything. But yeah, let's start you off with 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify. So my guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Taurus collective in early April? And we are getting close to Taurus season, my friends. Beautiful time of year, in my opinion. Now, last week's reading, it was titled A Karmic Blessing, and the week before that was Karma Gets Served. So we're seeing a bit of a theme. Am I right? Karmic energies are at play. Now, I do remember from last week's reading, it was extremely spiritual in nature. There could be a lot going on the other side, beyond the veil. So hopefully nothing rough is going on, but the hands of karma, the cycles of karma could be shifting, which is usually slow and steady. But let's see what we have this week. You know, energies are always prone to change. We're just looking at a little snapshot here. Wow, Wheel of Fortune, talk about karma, talk about good energy, starting us off right in the front. That's a 4-leaf clover, my friends. You might want to play the lotto with that. Let's get 2 more. What do we got? Okay, we have the 3 of Wands. This could be somebody in a waiting pattern or a holding pattern. Let's get 1 more out here. Yeah, this is anticipation for some reason. Okay, here we go. We have the Knight of Swords here on the back end. So what an interesting, beautiful mix of energy here. And it was giving me a feeling of anticipation right in the center, but with this Knight of Swords coming through in the end, like it's like boom, like a rocket. So let's go through these one by one. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get the juicy, intuitive stuff. But in position number 1, the Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, this could also connect to the karmic wheel of life, the cycle shifts that we all go through. And with the readings the past couple of weeks, it makes sense to me that the karmic energy could still be lingering. This is a big good luck charm, okay? Yes, it could talk about things progressing, things moving forward, moving on. But the Wheel of Fortune is just ultra good luck to me. And there is that tie to spirituality, like I was saying, the unseen beyond the veil. So things might swing in your way in a positive fashion whenever we have the Wheel of Fortune. We're absolutely going to want to clarify that and see what it could be in regards to. Now, moving to the center, we have the 3 of Wands. Like I said, this could be somebody who's made a manifestation and they're waiting to see the results or hear back from the results of that. So it could be waiting around. It could be a little lull, like a calm before the storm, but it was giving me a big vibe of anticipating or anticipation, which isn't a bad thing. But this is something that is like coming towards you, but is just out of reach sometimes, or something that is like right there about to come in. So I really like that this Knight of Swords is on the back end. This could also represent distance or travel. So maybe some of you have the travel bug in this time. A lot of different things. You know, tarot cards have a lot of duality and different meanings. But on the back end, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, you might be tied to an air sign. It could be as simple as that. But the Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving cards in the deck. Yes, I do think it's powerful in nature. It can be positive. It could be determined. It could be somebody that's focused, knows what they want, and is going to go get it. This is something that is coming to you with a boom. This could be that explosive type of energy, something that's just like a rocket. So whether it's an individual, whether it's communication, the only issue we have to watch out for with this Knight of Swords is it can be a little combative. It can talk about conflict, butting heads, all right? So we're just going to have to get more detailed. This is a super intriguing spread this week, Taurus. So let's dive deeper, my friends. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, so let's get a good shuffle here and reset the deck for the Taurus Collective. My guides, talk to me. What do we have for my lovely friends? And yes, Taurus, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. We're going to go in on the wheel. Let's see what's up with this Wheel of Fortune. And also, if you read tarot yourself or are just learning, that's why this box is here. Feel free to play along. And if you're feeling any messages that you want to give to the Taurus Collective, you just drop it down below, okay? I don't mind, and I actually encourage it because we all learn from each other. So let's go in on this Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. All right, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this could be somebody you're connected to, or even yourself, that might be having little feelings of loneliness. And that's a very common thing that humans feel from time to time. However, that was more of like the strict meaning. The good luck charm of the wheel with the Five of Pentacles could be a nice influx of money coming in for a vast proportion of you. Like if the budget has been a little bit tight, or you've been on a shoestring budget of some kind, the change base, karmic base of the Wheel of Fortune could talk about changes in that area. Now, if you've been going through an isolated time or a lonely time and it's not of your own doing, you might be moving into a time where you're dealing with a lot of different people, a lot of different energies. So you might want to brace yourself for that. Now, overall, this could talk about something improving by leaps and bounds. So overall, this could be a win, a victory, or a triumph of some kind. But I get the energy of a lot of different people. So whether it's something you want, whether it's something you don't want, just be prepared that coming up in coming days and weeks, you might have to deal with a lot of different people for whatever reason. This is giving me a lot of different things, but we're going to keep it moving. Of course, it could be other things, but I get a vast improvement here with the Wheel and the Five of Pentacles. Usually that Five of Pentacles could mean loneliness and sadness, isolation, which might be a mode that you could be in right now, which is okay because life is all about those cycles, but that could be changing whether you wanted to or not. So let's go in on this Three of Wands. I don't want to overcomplicate the messages. I felt like I said 4 or 5 different things about that alignment. Only take what hits, my friends. Just telling you what I'm feeling. Okay. Yeah, we have the Seven of Swords under the Three of Wands. You might be waiting on somebody to slip up. That's an interesting vibe and totally different from what I've been feeling throughout the rest of this reading, because I was feeling super positive and optimistic. We have the Seven of Swords in the upright under this Three of Wands, and like I was saying, there is some sort of anticipation. So know this: if you're not waiting on somebody to slip up, like you have your eye on someone, just wait. They're going to do something, or they're going to slip up at some point, and when they do, it's like that type of vibe. So there might be somebody who's in that mode towards you, so watch out. You might be under somebody's microscope. Someone might be watching you, analyzing you, waiting on you to make a slip up or a false move. Or you could just be in that mode towards somebody else, because the Seven of Swords is something that's hidden. It's something a little sneaky. It could be something underhanded. So beware. This is an absolute warning here, that someone could be analyzing you, or you might just be analyzing somebody else, just waiting on them to mess up, waiting on that false move, like, gotcha. It's like one of those, like, all right, like laying a trap, okay? Like, that's super interesting to me. So beware of any individuals you might be associated to that could be just waiting on a failure or laying a trap of some kind, okay? This is a warning in the middle, okay? So beware of traps for sure. like honeypot situations. This is really unique. I don't think I've ever gotten a feeling like that off of like a weekly general reading. So keep your head on a swivel. We're going to go in on this Knight of Swords. Obviously, that doesn't apply to every single Taurus out there, but that's interesting. So why is the Knight of Swords here? Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Yeah, very dynamic, this reading. Lots of different things going on here. Thank you. Yeah, this is good. All right, now it's giving me two different things. I'll give you the optimistic and the pessimistic. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Now, this could be somebody purposefully trying to shed a burden, or somebody powering through something. And if that's the optimistic version, I would say that's really good. However, it's also giving me little undertones of somebody like shirking responsibilities, or somebody trying to like ignore their responsibilities. Okay, like trying to make things easier on themselves. So I'm not trying to lay it on thick here, Taurus. I don't want to make this seem like a negative reading, because we have a lot of positivity here and it can be interpreted as such. But there are some things like beneath the surface. So there might be someone you're connected to, pardon me, that is like running away from responsibility or shirking responsibility in some way. Okay, because with the Ten of Wands in reverse, that's just somebody like trying to take something off their shoulders. But if it is something good, which it can be, this is somebody moving into a much lighter time. Okay, so if this is you, if you've been under a lot of stress, under a lot of burden, you could be moving into a nice, easy flowing cycle, easy time. Okay, just take it however it hits for you. But let's go through and do a quick little recap here, Taurus. Then we will get into the shadow card. But position number one, my friends, if you kindly look in the box, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Five of Pentacles in the upright. Like I said, for some of you, this could be a nice influx of money. If you've been on a shoestring budget or things have been tight recently, this could be some nice prosperity rolling in. Even if you haven't been on a tight budget, this is some sort of cycle change, and I was getting the vibe that a lot of people might be entering your life in the coming days and weeks, okay? Whether it is work situations or otherwise, just know that there could be a lot of energies affecting you. If you felt lonely or isolated in any kind of way, that could be changing, whether you wanted to or not. Moving to the center, we have the Three of Wands with the Seven of Swords, and this was giving me a super interesting vibe, one of the most interesting ones I've felt doing a general reading, that it's like somebody waiting on another individual to mess up, and it was giving me those trap, like honeypot type of feelings. So beware of that. This could be a warning here for sure, unless it's something you're doing. Maybe you gave someone a second or third or even a fourth chance, and you're just waiting on them to crap the bed. I didn't want to say a cuss word. But moving to the back end, we have the Knight of Swords with the Ten of Wands in reverse. Positive, optimistic version. You could be running headlong into a much more easy flowing, easy going time, which is good. This could be good things coming in, okay, or a good cycle you're moving towards. However, this could be somebody that is trying to like run away from responsibility, or somebody who's just like trying to take things off their plate and turning their back and like moving away from anything that might feel like a burden to them. So whether that's good or bad, you just take it how it hits. We're going to get into the shadow card. If you have any interpretations of this, I'd love to hear it. But we're going to get the shadow card out here for the Taurus Collective real quick, just to put a cherry on top of this reading. God's fair team. And this deck is a very valuable tool when doing shadow work. Even if we get a positive card, we're going to look at the dark underbelly of it. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, shadow work is a very important function of tarot. But we're not going to spend a lot of time here. We just want to see what's in the shadows for Taurus. Thank you. Okay, yeah, the Knight of Swords is showing up in the shadows now too, which is interesting because it shows up in the same reading. And whenever I pull the shadow spread, if we get a repeat card, there's an extra emphasis on this. So as I was saying a little earlier, the Knight of Swords can be combative. Now, for some of you who are having issues with an air sign, it's showing up again double. You might want to tread lightly here, because this is all about not being too aggressive, okay? Like not running into anything too fast, not running into anything spontaneous. But the confrontational vibe, the confrontational, like unflexible type of feeling here, you're going to want to watch out for in the shadows, okay? So try to be a little more pliable, a little more flexible, not single-minded in this time when the Knight of Swords shows up. But yeah, it could just be really fast energy, things coming in, moving fast. And Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the April subscriber surprise. For the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful, wonderful Everyday Witch Tarot. This is the deck that you see in my thumbnails. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are at this point. And second, let me know down in the comments what tarot card you associate yourself with. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.